What's up? It's your boy 90s Man with my Urban News channel. I'm going to talk about a story. I don't know. I'm sure some of you have seen it in Georgia. We all heard about the young thug YSL case going on, the RICO case. But today, an 18-year-old was actually arrested for threatening to kill the Fulton County sheriff and the sheriff's wife. Now, young people, let an older, more refined gentleman just speak with you a little bit, right? I know most of you grew up in church. We all did. We coming from the black community, going to church at least once a week is just part of it, part of our existence, right? So in church, they talk about idol worship. And these artists that you see on TV, I know you relate to them. We're from the same place. I get it. He talks like you. He looks like you. He reacts to things in a way that you react to it. But you need to stop putting people on a pedestal. He's just a man, just like you, young man at 18. Now, you'll be sat down. You're going to be spanked a little bit. Hopefully, you're going to learn a lesson. But don't ever, don't ever risk your freedom for another man. Another man who wasn't putting $1 in your pocket. You weren't part of YSL. Why would you risk this? It makes absolutely no sense at all. Hopefully you haven't thrown your life away. Hopefully they're going to give you a slap on the wrist and tell you, hey man, go home and think about it. But I don't know how much time he's looking at, but it's ridiculous either way. Now, a young man, he hasn't given a statement. You can see his photo, right? I'm trying to get in his mind. I'm trying to get in a lot of you young kids' mind because a lot of y'all keep catching RICO cases. Rallo, I'm from Dallas. There's a young kid down here. What's his name? TK47. He got life in prison. All his fans were basically hoping he got out for whatever reason. You don't kill people in Texas, let alone 3 law-abiding citizens, and think that you're not going to do some jail time. That ain't how we play down here, ladies and gentlemen. You will go to jail. During the Katrina, a lot of people from New Orleans came down here, and they would get into a lot of the street gangs around here in Houston and Dallas. And they thought because New Orleans has some archaic law where these kids basically kill each other, and you can hold them for 48 hours if no one comes, like you find no evidence, you let them go. Now, let's just put on our thinking caps, ladies and gentlemen. That law is in place so you can get out and keep killing each other. That's all it's in place for. Whether you people know it or not, Louisiana is the most racist state in the U.S. It is. Just look at the time that people get. Look up how blacks are treated in that state. Look up what happened to rappers like Mac. Mac really pulled the gun out just trying to protect his mom, and his dad was at the club that evening. He just pulled the gun out to protect his mother and father, to get them out the club. So a few witnesses said they saw him with a gun. That's very vague, right? That's not saying he was the one who shot. Another guy actually shot inside the club that night, and that's why he ended up going to prison. Same thing with C Murder. Now, C Murder is a knucklehead to me, but I think in this particular case, his only mistake was, just like with Tupac, is not thinking about himself, covering his own ass. Because these guys who he's sitting in prison for, I ain't seen nobody come forward. All you people who talk about no snitching and all that, what about standing up as men? Is anybody coming forward to say, you know what, C Murder, he didn't pull the gun out and shoot that young man on the ground. You know, they all styling. C Murder's upholding this so-called street code where there's no such thing as a street code. There's no honor among thieves. It's all every man for themselves. I don't care. You can go back in history. You can go back to where the original word thugs come from. Go look up India. Go to India, look up the thugs. This is where the origin of this word comes from, right? There's no honor among thieves. So while he was trying to do the stand-up thing in his mind, that the gentleman who actually killed the young man at the club that night with C Murder, did he ever come forward? He don't care that C Murder hasn't got to see his kids, right? Same thing with Mac. My original point was that how racist it is in Louisiana. Angola is the worst prison in America, ladies and gentlemen. Just look it up. Look up the stats. Look it up. Look up the articles. I'm not pulling nothing out my ass, right? But this young man in Georgia, they're gonna probably sit him down. I don't know. He might do a year. He might do. I don't really know how much time you can get for like threats, but I know against a sheriff. But it's serious, and they taking it a little bit more serious. And I don't know if you people have, but a little white kid, a couple of days threatened to do a copycat shooting at a school. You know what's been going on lately, and they arrested him, and they're gonna keep him in jail for like 4 weeks. I've heard. You know, and he's like 14. Go look up the story if you guys haven't heard. Right, so they're gonna come down a little harder, even though if you're younger, because they're trying to prevent future killers. They're trying to show you there's consequences to your action and your words. Right, so hopefully this young man learns a good lesson that life is real. We're not here. They're not gonna play with you. Don't risk your life and your livelihood and doing time in prison over another man, especially one who doesn't give a damn about you, doesn't know. His own team's turning on him. Go look it up. YSL members, they sign profit statements. For all you people who like to play pretend like you wouldn't talk, when people start saying they're going to throw your whole life away, give you maybe life and 20 plus years behind bars, hey, that street code goes out the window fairly quickly. Now, I never wanted to play that game. I was always smart enough to play within the rules and try to win and get this money, because all you got to do, you're no different than the other man out here. You open up that book, you figure out what's going on out here, from real estate to stocks to now cryptocurrencies and these NFTs. You just open your book, study. Yeah, I know it sounds boring, but in the long term, it will pay off for you. You will have less grieving mothers. You have girlfriends and kids that you guys have that can actually be taken care of. So, like I said, the young man, he's going to get spanked a little bit, but hopefully he's going to learn his lesson. It's the only thing I got to say. Like and subscribe. Tell me your opinions on what about this case. Do you think the young man should do some time? What you think? Do you think this is no big deal and they're overreacting? I want to hear your opinion on it. 90s man checking out. I'll let you.